Hello again, welcome back everybody to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC. And yes, you cannot see me, but you can hear me. So, real quick, if you are viewing this, thank you for stopping by. Now, I have done multiple videos in the past where I have said, for the most part with some exceptions, that something is better than nothing. Now, I still hold true to that and I still stand firm. Something is definitely better than nothing. And let me show you kind of my reasoning behind that, where this is going to be a very good case on a 50-50 split. I'm sure I'll get people that agree and disagree. You can feel free to leave that down in the comments. Now, what am I talking about for this example? I bought this extremely cheap knife. I think I paid with shipping dollar, I don't know, $1.20 something. It's less than $1.50 for this. And I wanted to show that something is better than nothing. Now, for the people that are going to say, no, buy a quality blade. Yes, I agree with you 100%. If you are going to buy a blade, try and get quality for your blade. Now, about this one, I use this for less than, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops. And already I have lost the pin down here at the bottom. You can see that right there. You can see that it will not go back into it. If I push really hard, nope, and still won't go back in there. You can see right here that I have actually broke the outside. This is now loose and about probably come off any time now. The other thing I don't like about this is supposed to be a thumb assist open, but if you're left-handed, there is no thumb assist. So I guess if you're left-handed, sorry about that. Now, as you can see right here, this is a Chinese blade. Oh, look at that right there. You can see it. I broke it all the way clean through. So not only did I break it right here, but I broke it all right here. But this is let me turn it this way so you guys can see. This is called Frost Cutlery. This is a stainless steel blade. Again, a China blade right here, if I can remember how the camera goes. Now, I was going to actually do some cutting on this, and after I did some drop tests and some other things, because I wanted to see what this was going to do before I got into it, because I didn't want to do too much of a knife video, because it was going to be my really kind of my first knife review. Look at that. I've even bent it there. It won't even sit right. Okay. So here's my thing. If you bought this, let's say for a moment, this really is all you can afford. Now, I know you're going to get a bunch of people that's going to be like, oh, no, you can afford more than $2. There are people that can't. Okay. So hear me out for a moment. This right here, if this is all you can afford, that does right there. See how it's almost, that is a safety factor. So you're going to have to solve that. And really what it is because I broke this. Because as soon as I push, everything in here flexes. So this pin being gone and this right here makes this. There you go. So that is a safety issue. But if you needed to cut something, this is sharp metal. This will cut. Even if you broke all of this off, you can see coming down into here that there would be a little bit that you could actually still use this. In the right hands, this is still a blade. Now, will it take and retain an edge and, actually be something you can use long term? Probably not. I didn't feel safe enough, or really after all the bad things that happened to it right out the gate, I kind of lost interest in wanting to destroy this. And look how cheap that is. Anyway, so say this is all you can afford. I mean, you would have to be extremely careful, but if this is something that all you can afford and you throw this into your bag in an extreme case of emergency, it'll cut. It will cut. Now, is this going to be something like I just showed the blade that I bought from the local ammo store? I think I bought it on clearance. It was $7.99, $8.99, something like that, and it was a Smith and Wesson M2. I mean, that's a few extra dollars, and you're going to get a much better blade. Now, is that going to be as good of a blade as something by, I don't know, like a Doug Marcaida blade or anything along those lines? No, it's not, you know. But when you're talking about stuff like this, you get what you pay for. So, in this side of it, if this is all you can afford, and I mean seriously, it may take you 2, 3 paychecks to save up the couple of dollars to get this, then I don't have a problem with it. Get something, because while you're saving in those next couple of weeks, even months, to get 10 extra dollars to buy a better blade, this will cut. It will work. You're just going to have to be extremely careful. You're not going to be able to be as hard on it. But when I say something is better than nothing, I mean graduate up. Certain things, absolutely, I agree, you cannot skimp out on. And that is things like gas masks and filters. That is things like water purification systems. Those you don't want to graduate up, because when you buy some off brand, you don't, you, you're not going to want to put that to the test when your life absolutely depends on it. When it comes to a knife, depending, I know, on the situation, if I need to cut something, which is the very reason to have a blade, is to cut, this will cut. It will. It may take a little longer. It may not last as long, but we are talking about I need to cut something. I would say, even if I baton this into something for, let's say, even just a week, this will still cut something. I doubt it shatter, because I can't bend it. So it's not entirely cheap and flimsy. It does have a okayish spine, but for the people that say no, save up, buy something that is actually going to do the job, buy it once and be done. I mean, I see your point, that this right here screams it. Everything failed. Everything failed, and failed miserably. So I see both sides. In a lot of cases, and a lot of circumstances, I will still hold firm that something is better than nothing. Even if you're talking about duct tape, if you buy cheap, going to Walmart or the Dollar Tree store or whatever, and you buy $1 actual duct tape instead of like Gorilla tape or something along those lines, it is tape. It will tape something. And then you can save up and upgrade, and then use that as a backup or use that as a practice tool or whatever. But something in a situation when you need it is better to have something than to be in a situation where you're like, oh, I need to cut something. Oh, I don't have the money yet, so I have nothing to cut. So I hope that kind of narrows it down. I get it probably an email, or I get contacted in some form or fashion whenever I say something is better than nothing, that it seems to rub somebody the wrong way. And so hopefully this video kind of helps put it into perspective, that in a lot of situations, something is better than nothing. In some other situations, like a tourniquet, buy a name brand tourniquet. If your life is going to depend on it, do not buy a $5 knockoff to the point of a life or death situation happens and then you realize why it was $5 in the first place. So, yes, I see both sides, but for the sake of a lot of things, money's tight, times are hard. You have people that have a hesitation. They don't want to go drop $100, $200, $300 on a blade. I get it. I fully get it. So, yes, something like this as a trainer, as long as you're extremely careful, I wouldn't recommend going that cheap. If you're going to buy a cheap blade because of whatever reason you can't afford it, I wouldn't go under anything than probably $10, $15. That's a cheap end blade. Anything less than $10, unless it's from a name brand manufacturer and on extreme clearance, like I found, and I got really lucky, I would stay away from it. So, but there you go. Knife review, absolute complete failure. And I was going to actually just go out and destroy it, but it's not even worth my time. So I'm just going to basically toss that away, and I don't know, maybe I'll take it apart and make my own knife out of it or something. So there we go. I hope that clears some things up. I hope you guys find that, or maybe a little bit informative and whatnot. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, let me know. If you like blades like I do, let me know. So stay tuned, guys. More information to come. God bless each and every one of you. Remember to remain united, because we're all prepping in this together.